welcome to another episode of the PGTK Podcast, an interview podcast. My name is Emmanuel, and we're continuing our series here with Crash Course, where we're highlighting talent in wrestling schools, particularly here in Texas, and that is with New Texas Pro Wrestling. This week, we have Father Oday, who is part of the faction, the Eighth Day. We talk about his origin story and how he wanted to be a professional wrestler, and how much advice did all the trainers at New Texas shape him to become the person in the business is today. And we also talk about his highlight once he finally got into a groove on becoming a professional wrestler in the business. And things got heated while we were promoting his match with the Pack on the Clutch City Classic, and we'll have the information on that event on our show notes. And you can follow this podcast. You can leave a 5-star rating or review, and again, with the YouTube side of things, like, comment, and pretty much with everything, share this episode and this podcast to 2 people so that they can enjoy along with us. And without further ado, here is our conversation with Father Oday. Is Father Oday. Oh, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence on the Crash Course. How are you?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's been very busy. But I'm glad we had this conversation. I want to bring this up too. We're gonna pull the curtain back a little bit with our conversation. We had our conversation. We had our get to knows and email. I noticed when we were checking on our messages that you have a planner. And that's something I've never thought. Is it like a physical planner or it's like a phone?
It's a book.
Oh, awesome!
Everything. It's a book. I have a full bookshelf where I keep everything 8 day. You know, all the events coming up. Everything in terms of donations, our pamphlets, our chapters. Everything you can think of, I have it all right there, ready to go. I mean, I'm a man. I'm a businessman. I'm a man of faith. I'm a man who has a lot of things going on. I gotta stay organized. It's the number one thing that you gotta have in this business is planning ahead and staying organized. So, fucking, gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, especially, and we're gonna talk about how the business side of the actual business side in the wrestling industry is. Yeah. Let's go back to when you've been training. Like, what was that one moment that says, I want to do this for the rest of my life in the wrestling industry?
Oh, man. So, obviously, we all have those moments when you first, see the action that happens inside a squared circle. You see what goes on between those ropes, and it's so enthralling, so exciting. You see it, and you just can't help but to get hooked onto it. It's such an exciting platform. And to me, what really got me wanting to step in is actually where I found my faith and found the Eighth Day. Because whenever I first stepped in, I saw all these people, the fans who watched wrestling, and a lot of them, aren't in the greatest spot in life. And they're watching wrestling to take their minds off of all that they have going on personally. So, I saw that, and I saw how much people were struggling, especially the fans of wrestling. To me, I had to help them. I had to find a way to save them, to go to them and spread the message of the Eighth Day. That's why, to me, a lot of people ask me, why are you so opposed to spreading the message of the Eighth Day in the wrestling rings, in the environment of wrestling, in business of wrestling? And to me, I feel like my heart, like, I want to save the people in the business, around the business. There's just a lot of people who are struggling right now, and I feel like a big root cause a lot of society's problems actually does come from wrestling. Like a wrestling fan. So I just want the best, to be honest. So that's what got me.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Like when you had your trainers over in New Texas, like what advice and wisdom did they give you as you started to learn the ropes in the squared circle?
Yeah, so when I first stepped up, went to JJ Blake, Kiefer Martin, trust me, Will Walker. Hey, let them know that, hey, I'm the man of faith. I want to help these people. I want to save them. I want to show them the path to light. Can you please show me the best way to go ahead and really learn the craft? Like, I really want to do this so I can prove to people what can happen if you really believe in it. So, JJ Blake, Kiefer Martin, they all took me under the wing, really, taught me what it means to be a wrestler and to hone my craft. When I first started training, it was actually at reality wrestling at Dallas routine. I spent a couple years down there, went over to New Texas Pro, and it was with JJ, with Ether, and Justin Walker. And so they really gave me the ability to hone my craft, perfect on my playbook, perfect on the moves that I was making sure they have recognizable moves, recognizable moveset that people know what we bring to the table. And when you see the flying prayer come off the top rope, you know it's a flying prayer. When you see the eternal damnation running at you and posting your head, you know it's the eternal damnation. When you see the spear of vengeance from Brother Tracy, you know it's the spear of vengeance that's coming. So it's just all these different aspects within wrestling that sometimes you forget and you don't think about as often. Which I really, think those three legs for, helping me hone that craft. And the big thing too, if I can just add on, the big thing that JJ White also, teaches, and the school itself is just focusing on your fundamentals, your basics, your rolls, your headlocks, your wrist locks. Really, really focusing on those fundamentals, because a lot of times people try to skip through it and just go to big moves, but you can't do a headlock. And you can't really make it look amazing, look good. And that's just look good, but be effective in the ring. I mean, you gotta hang the guy down. You gotta hook them in. You gotta pull them. You want to be moving, going anywhere. That's a submission right there. That's a hold. So really work on that before you get over to the spear of vengeance and the eternal damnations and the divine interventions. You gotta perfect. It's that's something that we're really focused on, Pat and New Texas Pro and the Premier Arena.
And especially what I find interesting too is when you started doing things on your own, past the training grounds that you've been given, what were some obstacles that you kind of faced and you've learned as you go along the way in your wrestling career?
It's hard. It takes a lot of time out of you. Like, it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of sacrifice, and you don't realize it until you're really, really into it. And we're really having matches or going to training every single week. You're sacrificing so much on that time that you're such out with your family. The 8th day wants to go out there and partying out. We can't. We're busy between the training and spreading the message of the 8th day. There's not a lot of room for just hanging out with your friends and family. You're gonna miss birthdays. You're gonna miss a lot of things. So that's the biggest thing. That it's really, really hard. It's huge, huge time commitment. It takes a lot of money too, like a lot of money. So if anybody right now wants to donate to the 8th day, we got people need help right now. Sit short, for donate to the 8th day. Help our prayer line. 281-868-4898 or contact Holy Roger Vic. The left line, there's a lot of people right now. You need our help. Sorry, that was a slap trap. But I
It's
just
all
need to
good.
mention, I'm sorry, it takes a lot of money. It really does. So you gotta be smart with it, and you gotta invest a lot. So that's the biggest. Also it hurts. It hurts a lot. Your body, just taking a bump hurts. I don't think people realize the impact, the toll it takes on you. I mean, that's what you're walking on wood, you're falling, your body's always beat up. But to me, it's like what better way to spread the message of the 8th day to really, help people to see the light than to go all out for it. It's risk it all. So.
Yeah, it's interesting now that you're having these obstacles and you're learning all these things. When did you finally start to get it, knowing the wrestling business at that point?
Sonic, to be honest, a part of me still feels like I I don't fully get it. I'm still working on that. It's a whole learning process. I feel like I'm still so young within this whole business and the wrestling business that I can't fully say that like I 100% get it. I feel like there's still so much more to learn. There's still so much more to see. I don't feel like I've experienced enough to say that I 100% get it. I think the moment though that like where you start feeling the light bulb and you start, the train starts rolling off and you start thinking that, wow, I think this is what they do. This is what Kiefer Bartek and Justin Bolon Walker, this is what they're talking about. This is what they need when they tell me to do this instead of that, to that instead of Stig. And I've definitely had those moments. And to be honest, it's been recent. It's been within the past 3-4 months, but I've been having those moments where I'm like, wow, this is what they meant. So yeah, I still have a lot to learn though.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You're brandishing your belt here with all the hard work that's paid off. Show us a little bit about that title on your shoulder.
Oh, of course. I actually got 2 titles. This one right here, my brother, it's the All Fury Rise Championship. It's singing. I won this in a triple threat test of faith match. And it's Alexander Crowley and Dimitri. I hold this near and dear to my heart. We actually do have a match coming up on April 27th at All Fury Pro at the Houston Premier Arena. It's going to be the 8th day. Brother Tracy, Holy Roger, and myself versus Dimitri, and on one-on-three handicap match. So I won this about a month or 2 ago. I hold this near and dear to my heart. I mean, isn't it a beautiful offer?
Oh, it's
Beautiful.
nice.
I do also have the Easy Dollars ones. Easy
It's all good.
World Heavyweight Championship as well. We run shows out of Berkshire, Texas every few months. I would advise, if you're interested, to look at the promotion's Instagram pages, look at DZW, All Fury Pro Wrestling, and try to keep up to the shows that are coming up as well. But yeah, go off two title belts, and hopefully there's really more to come.
What was that feeling getting those belts as soon as the announcer says and new? What was that feeling like getting that?
Whoever, man, it's a blessing. It really, honestly, is not a lot of people are able or have the opportunity, the privilege to be trusted with a belt, to earn a belt. It means a lot. It really does. That the company trusts you to carry a belt and to really put you on the center stage to run a program with you. It's a really cool experience. And in the moment, it's truly, in awe of everything that you're doing. But you're also proud of yourself. Me personally, I love myself for being able to accomplish what I set out to do, holding the belt gaining the title, and to have it so that at the end of the day, I can show to the people that good things truly do come to you. That no matter what darkness you're in, what trouble you're in, if you really just believe, great things do come.
Right. And I kind of find it interesting, especially with the 8th day and having Tracy as your partner. Like, how did that come to fruition with the 8th day and Tracy?
Yeah, so I first started it off, it was me coming out to some of the success shows in 2022, spreading the message of the 8th day, coming out talking to them on the mic to the people, and I saw Tracy. So we started off with the Texas Attendance series. That's something that Kiefer, part of it really wanted to push for the younger guys to get express his experience. And it was at the first one, I believe, that I saw Tracy at the time just cursing more, wrestling, and I believe he lost his first match. And I saw a lot of potential in him, and I was really proud of the work that he did. I saw that he was struggling, and that he lost his match, and he looked frustrated. And to me, I felt like within me that I had to go out. I had to go out there and show him that, hey, worry about something to worry about. So I told him everything about the 8th day. I read him our chapters, and this really was an eye-opening experience for him. And ever since then, Brother Tracy has always been on my side. He's always been a great messenger in the 8th day.
And especially with the 8th day, and we talked about how it came to be. What is the one thing that you want to deliver to not only just like with other wrestlers, but also to the international wrestling community? What can you offer with the 8th day?
Yeah. He goes chapter 1, my brother, of the 8th day.
I have to read it. I have to learn that. So yeah, definitely.
You don't know it?
I'm still working on it. Nope, I don't.
I'll tell you. It's all right. I'll tell you. It's chapter 1 of the 8th day. Believe in the 8th day. You know chapter 2.
No, I don't. But you can pass that along.
Chapter 2. Believe in the 8th.
Okay.
Although you know chapter 3.
Oh, believe in the 8th day.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Got it.
You know the chapters. The message I want to spread to everyone here, everyone internationally, is that the message of the 8th day is on its way to you. And like a light shall guide all of you. That great things come to keep you. Let go of all of your sins. Let go of your sins. And truly put aside themselves. So that they move on to the path of self-righteousness. And to me, that's the most important thing. Which is why we say, our matches, we always point out that it's so important to pray, so important to donate. These are acts of righteousness to help others, help others in their struggle while they're down, to pray to the 8th day, let the light speak through you. We like to pass these messages along in our matches so that people really understand what we're talking about. It's easier. I feel like it's easier to understand the message when they're seeing it within their own match. So that's the biggest thing. Hopefully, we want to get on to all the different TV screens across the nation, across the world. So whether it's in person or through a TV screen, it is, putting it out there. I hate to say that hopefully, the 8th day is on its way near you.
Right. And it's interesting seeing through all of your matches, and we're going to talk about some of those highlights. And the first one that I saw was the preview match over in Inspire. How was that like coming in to face with Inspire, being in a promotion basically in a different city? Like, what was that feeling like? And it's just a preview match to what's happening at the Battle Wars, which we'll talk about that later.
We talked about it was a 6-man tag, I believe, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. So that was really cool. That was my first time in Austin, Texas. First time in that venue too, which is a really, really cool venue that they have out there. I think honestly we're just um very impressed with what they had, the venue, the people as well. Just the folks in Austin. It was really, really cool. The whole area was just, a nice place to be in. Um, to us, the first time being there, it was also about, okay, these people often don't know us, probably never seen us before. I mean, some of them might have seen us. They might have been up to Houston or seen some clips online. This is an Austin crowd, and a lot of them are also walk-ins from the street, so it's like, how can we go out there and make sure that the people know us, but also remember us, but for next time. So to us, it was before it actually even started. Me and Tracy, brother Tracy, were already going out there, passing out pamphlets, talking to people, really spreading the message in the 8th day. I'm not sure if you saw us or not. Some of them donated. They got T-shirts, and so whenever it was time for our match, all those people were already, behind us, and they were already believing what I was saying. It was actually such a cool experience when we walked out, and a bunch of people were holding up pamphlets already and stuff, and it's our first time being there. So I thought it was just really cool. They were holding up our pamphlets. Some of them were holding up the shirts. Just really excited, really happy. And at that moment, I was like, wow, look at that. But it was just cool to see the 8 days message be like people keeping it and really, really respecting it, believing it, and respecting our faith. So it was
Right.
cool.
Yeah, and we're going to move up to an even bigger time with Battle Wars. Seeing how large the event was, what was the difference coming in when you first debuted over here in Austin? How big was that? How big was that size compared to what you've done before?
It was I think up to that point, it was probably one of, if not the biggest crowds that we've worked in front of. It was really, really cool. In the moment, you don't think too much about it. In the moment, you're focused on the match. In the moment, you're focused on entertaining and, working with the audience. So in the moment, you're not thinking too much about it, but it's before it happened, where you look back at it and just, and you're like, wow, that's insane. Wow, that's out of that world for those. But it's also very exciting because it gives you a chance to better yourself. It gives you a new opportunity to work in front of a larger audience. And also prepares you for if you ever get the opportunity to work even bigger stages than that. So all in all, it was a really cool experience.
So you've also been talking about going into that big stage and having a moment over at AEW Dynamite. What was that recap of that bigger thing that the 8th Day is striving to go for?
That was awesome, man. It was a really cool experience. I think my favorite one for that whole night was whenever I was in the ring. For a split second, I looked up at the time shot and I saw myself out there, and I was like, "Wow, that's really cool. That's really cool." And if you have, just be in front of the audience within a stage like that, it's in the HCD Center with that many people, it felt really out of the world, if that makes sense. But I also felt like I was ready, or I was prepared. It wasn't too crazy of an experience. I think a lot of these types of shows that we've been doing, Inspire shows and working those crowds, it wasn't too where I still can't perform it. It wasn't keeping me from performing. It was keeping me from reading our chapters, spreading the message in the 8th day, not so focused on what I have to do. So that's not something that didn't take me away from it, but it was in the moment. favorite musical day. And just even backstage area, everyone was super, super cool. Very nice people, down to earth people. It was one of our like really, really cool moments that we've experienced so far.
And you got a glimpse of TV wrestling too. You get to learn a bit more
Yeah.
than where you're at from the indies, where everything's on the spot, and then you're seeing cameras and like actual productions that are there. So it's kind of nice. You got to see a glimpse on the bigger picture on your career. And of course, we're not going to talk about Austin, and of course, being that in Houston, we're definitely going to talk about Watch the Throne. And that TLC match, that was kind of and I watched it as I was getting ready to have this conversation with you. What was that like, being in such a pandemonious of a match, and how you got to control within that chaos?
Man. So when Kiefer first came up to us, because 8-day clean team, let's just back having our problems. They also culture shock. They still aren't the tag team champions. That's what you watched the film. And Kiefer came up to us, to put it crazy, and it's like, hey, I would like for y'all to be in this TLC match, to wrestle for the tag titles, again, so that way we can really see who the best tag team is in Texas wrestling. And not just that, it was also an opportunity that Kiefer was giving to us to really prove ourselves as young men, to go out there and see what we can do, see if we can make a bad show. So it was really exciting. It was really exciting. It was a lot of pressure as well. It was good pressure. Like, I was excited out. I think all of us were ready for it. We knew what was coming up. We knew the chaos of it that was going to ensue. And I think all of us had a lot to prove. Prove to ourselves and to prove to everyone else that, hey, this is what the future looks like. This is the future. This is wrestling. This is the future of you such as pro. So when we actually went into a match, though, I've never felt something. Just the energy before we even started anything. Just about, the instances alone, just the energy in that ring before it built was on another level. Sorry, that's something I haven't felt. I can just feel it. The crowd was just like a different wavelength. And we're all just waiting to get at each other, to get all in, try to reach up and grab the titles out. That match was brutal. I was still feeling it. And Casey Curry, the Dream Keeper, you call him whatever you want to call him. I really don't care. So I'm going to be honest now, for real. I don't know the looks of the guy. I don't care about him. I really don't care about him. He goes out there, making a mess, try to hurt us. I went out there, Doha him twice, and then the third time he took a steel chair.
Ooh.
And you around that, brought me down. No, like, legit. I don't care about it. And then he paid me up for a gulag bomb, took me straight to a gulag through a table. I got a nasty cut from that too, from that table. No, that felt terrible. And I was still, I'm still feeling the effects in that TLC match. I still haven't been back to training, really, since that TLC match. I've still been resting up and trying to recover as best as I can. I believe I had 2 matches since then, and both of them, afterwards, and just sucked. And my upper back, my neck, just my body was just so stiff. And I knew it was from the gulag bomb. I knew it was from the gulag bomb. So, legit, Casey Green, Crispy Green, whatever you want to call that, man.
Crispy, okay.
No,
Yeah,
pause it, by the way. Don't cut any of this out. I want him to see this.
right,
I want him to see this. I want him to know that when it comes by for high cluster class, like, he's better. You're going to condemnation. You will be facing a condemnation. There is a spirit of vengeance waiting for it. It wasn't just me who hit with a steel chair, but you hit Brother Tracy as well, round in the head, as his headers. This man is a maniac, psychotic, messed up in the head. He talks about the dream world. Maybe he should stay there. Maybe he should stay in the down.
right.
You
And
can say that to him, I live.
right, and that's what we're going to talk about next, especially with the Clutch City Classic. When Stephen Wolf joined that faction with the pack, and what was going through your mind when that happened? You had the promo, when they had that promo probably a few days ago at the time of this recording. Like, what was going through your head when at that point?
You know, he started with that.
Yeah.
That Stephen Wolf is an egomaniac. That he's self-centered. That all he focuses on is himself. He doesn't care about anyone else.
Mm.
He started the pack to protect himself. To give him a safety net. So that when he, captures whichever title he wanted, in this case, captured the New Texas World Heavyweight Championship from BK, and he did that. That be his power. By creating safety nets, whether it be the pack or going in after the match, after BK just wrestled a full match. Stephen Wolf is a coward. He's a coward. He's an egomaniac. He's psychotic. That man can't go anywhere without the pack following him. He's not a leader. He's not a leader. A leader shows people who he really is. He's not a coward. I know Stephen Wolf. Is he even an alpha? An alpha isn't a coward. That man is a leader.
Right.
That's what I think.
And it's going to be on the 19th, Clutch City Classic over at Houston Premier Arena. And tickets will be on the show notes. I'll put that on there. But otherwise, thank you so much, Father Oday, for having us on this. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
No, we're not ending this right now.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
We're ending this right now. There's a pack problem, right? So I got a lot to get off my chest. There's a pack problem. There's a wolf problem. And at the Clutch City Classic, I want it to be known that the 8th day is the solution for the pack problem. Now, 4-19, the pack will crumble and fall. And at the 8th day proves that we run Texas risk. So to Stephen Wolf, to Casey Kareem, to that hideous man, that one-eyed Danny King, I want you to know one thing and one thing only. That I'm a walking blessing. And that when you cross paths with the 8th day, your only options are to pray and to kneel. So to you boys, I ask you to do one thing and one thing only. To take my hand, to take the 8 days and to believe in the 8th. Praise be.
Okay. All right.
I had something to get that out there.
Oh no, I completely.
They're eating me up.
That was I should have finished that side. Yeah, no, and I understand that yes, I apologize. I knew you had something brewing inside you, especially leading up to the Clutch City Classic. So my apologies. So I apologize. I had that's me selling short. That's okay. That's fine. And especially with what you're doing, Father Oday, and especially what we talked about. You've done a lot to bring the 8 Days message over to us. And especially in this podcast, to what we were talking about. And hopefully to all the listeners who are here, on whether it's on Spotify or on YouTube, the 8th Day is on the up and up. And we're seeing a lot of what the message is about. And honestly, like seriously, like I've seen your matches and learning what you guys do and on the grind and what you're doing on your side with you and Tracy. Yes, I'm convinced that the 8th Day will be on bigger and better things. So I wanted to I want to give you the flowers for that at that point. So, but otherwise, I do want to end this question with this.
Yes.
So let's say you're at a wrestling show, and someone who's watched wrestling decided to approach you, and they're asking, "What can I do to start in the wrestling business?" What would you like to impart that advice to that young wrestler to be?
Start working out. Start now looking at the way how you're eating, how much you're eating, getting your body right. And to know that this is really hard. That this sucks in a lot of ways. It takes a lot out of you. It's gonna be real on the road, come to training every single day, taking those bumps. A lot of times you could feel so devalued, as a wrestler, as a trainee. But if you stay consistent, you come as much as you can, you stay focused on your body. It has some of the best moments that you can ever get. It has some of the most beautiful experiences that you ever get. If you're really, really serious about it, if you really want to do it, you can't just halfway go into it. You have to really jump off the ledge. And you really, really have to commit. And not just that, you gotta, no matter where the school is, it's not just at New Texas Pro we're at the Houston Premier Arena. Really put out your trainers or what type of training that you're getting, because you're putting a lot of trust into your trainers, a lot of trust in the people who are training you and what they're saying. Really, really to look after your trainers are, really cut them out, see who they are, what they're telling you, and what other people's experiences have been, or just regardless, wherever the school is at across the country. I think it's just a big thing to keep an eye out for. But not just that, to also the leaders, to really believe in yourself. This is really key. I can't emphasize it enough. It's also, it takes a lot of body. It's gonna hurt like crazy. Bulking it's not fun. It's not fun. Eventually, your young body, you get older, you age. It's how they're full out, right? And you gotta understand that. But you gotta know to power through and to keep on going. So I said it off, so I'll keep rambling on. It is to one, work out, focus on your body, really get that right. Try to focus on how to entertain, how to speak, but then on a mic, how to really embellish yourself, really put yourself out there in your presence. You gotta have a presence, your communication skills, just your interactions with interacting with people. So really just focus on all of that and come ready. When you start training, come ready and be ready to put in the work. If you're looking to get into training, Texas Pro has some of the best training out there. If you want to come in, hit up JJ Blake or Kiefer Morissette on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or you can hit up Texas Pro on any of the social medias as well. and let them know that, hey, I'm interested. Come now to Houston Premier Arena and get ready to lace up your boots and put in work. So, just believe in yourself and keep it going.
All right. Great. I have nothing left to give. You have the floor, and we're definitely talking about the Clutch City Classic. And where can we find you?
Yes. Well, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. On Instagram, you can find me at Father Oday, as well on Twitter, you can find me at Father Oday. You can hit up the 8 Days Instagram and Facebook at Bohi the 8th Day, or the 8 Days Twitter at _the 8th Day. You can call our prayer line 281-868-4898. You come to a show, talk to us there, and donate some money if you really believe. But before we end this, my friend.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I just got a question for you.
All right. Hold on, let me get my chair. Go ahead.
After you spend this whole thing, what are the chapters of the 8th day?
Chapter 1, believe in the 8th day.
Yes.
Chapter 2, believe in the 8th day.
Yes. And chapter 3, hot brother.
Believe in the 8th day.
Now say it one more time.
Believe in the 8th day.
Praise be, my brother. That's what I like to hear. You see that? You see that?
Yes, sir.
That's amazing.
Yes, sir.
I'm proud of you. Praise
Thank
be.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. And that is our conversation with Father Oday. The Clutch City Classic will be at Houston Premier Arena on April 19th. Tickets, as well as event information, will be on the show notes. And I have another episode this week, and we bring in someone who's at the field during both nights at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. And things got interesting within those nights, and our guest has a lot of stuff to share with both nights. And you can follow this podcast on our socials on X/Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and on YouTube at PGTK Pod. Leave a 5-star rating or review, or if you are on the YouTube side of things, like the video, comment, as well as share this podcast or this episode along with the other platforms to 2 people so that they can enjoy this episode and this podcast along with us. Send us an email at pgtkpod@gmail.com for any comments, suggestions, or if you would like to be a guest on this show. And as always, thank you so much for listening. Be awesome with each other, and I will see you guys on the next episode of the PGTK Podcast, an interview podcast.